Members of the culture. I am Ra, and you are here. We are back. It's been a minute, but we're back right now. Later on in this video, we might explain where there's been a little bit of a delay. Might go in detail, but we've had power hours, just illness. There's been a bunch of stuff. But the train continues to roll. Nothing stops the culture, as I say. I'm here for all of you, all of the members. Shout out to every subscriber on this YouTube channel right now. If you're a subscriber, shout out to you. If you're just someone casually watching this video, shout out to you. I thank you both. Especially thank you for subscribing, for liking, commenting, sharing. Very, very important. I really appreciate you guys. You could be doing anything else with your time, but you're listening to a bald dude on the internet, and I don't take that for granted, nor do I take that lightly in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So thank y'all. For those of you that are members of the culture, which are subscribers on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever, thank you so much. You guys are the reason that the culture exists. I will say that to the day they put me in a box and take me from here. I am nothing without you. Our platform is nothing without you guys, so we appreciate you. I will continue to beat the drum that this is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Nothing against Pride Month. I'm aware that that is the case too. So shout out to any of my followers or subscribers that are of the LGBTQ community, all of the men and women who follow me, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for your support. It means a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please be kind to one another. That's important during not just during Pride Month, but every month. Let's be kind human beings to one another. Okay? And as far as Men's Mental Health Month goes, please, I went into detail on this. That's one of the reasons this channel was started. Men, please take care of your mental health, not just your physical health, but take care of your mental health. You've got to pour into your cup before you can pour into anyone else's. We as men are expected to do a majority of pouring into the cup, providing for households, children, and whatever else, and taking care of whatever needs to be done. So 100% take care of yourself. It's important that we do that. Now a little bit of housekeeping out the way. Now on to the meat and potatoes, shall we say, of this video. Sorry, no vegans here. Just kidding. You're a vegan subscriber. I love you guys too. Thank y'all. Speaking of which, I'm about to tell y'all something about vegans and losing weight. I'm gonna let that in a minute. But you're probably wondering why I have this belt. You guys know I have belts. You guys know that. This belt ties into something very, very important. This is a beautiful championship belt. Look at that thing, right? All right, so why am I wearing that? That ties into this shirt that I'm wearing, because I know you're going to ask me about this shirt, right? Everybody's going to have questions about this shirt, and you're going to love this. This shirt says, "Did you wake up a champion?" Shout out to the one and only KT Mac 901. Follow him on Instagram. He's a legend in the game. Please make sure you check him out. The first legitimate 7-foot monster of Memphis wrestling. I know Mr. Eli might watch this video. You can deny it all you want to, big guy. You know it's a fact right there. Don't let that envy kill you. All right. Ladies, if you woke up this morning and you looked over at your man in the bed and he was not a champion, you should have kicked him out the bed. So remember this advice for tomorrow so you don't repeat that mistake. Kick him out the bed. Have him go make your breakfast. Have him go wash some dishes. Have him go get ready for the grind that puts food on the table and provides for him and his family. Have him go make that money so he can buy some Funko Pops. That's right, so he can support this wonderful, wonderful hobby of collecting. If your man is not a collector, he sure as hell can't be a champion. I said it, because even though, other things go into being a champion, remember what I say about this channel. We are a culture first. So we got to support the culture at all times. So if your man is not collecting Funko Pops, or he's not collecting Hot Wheel cars, or Hasbro, or G.I. Joe, or the Uncanny X-Men, or McFarlane figures, Multiverse, well, if he's not collecting those things, he ain't no champion. So if you look at him and he's not holding a Maximum Hulk figure, you need to aim higher, ladies. Collectors is where it's at. All right, now that business is out of the way, I want to go back to something I said earlier, folks. When I said about weight loss, I take that very, very seriously. As you guys can tell, you can't tell. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm a big guy trying to lose this weight. Very, very important that you maintain a healthy weight, especially as we age. It gets harder to lose it. So please take care of yourselves. Uh, One of the things, ladies and gentlemen, has helped me. I started this weight loss journey about not quite a month. It was at the end of May that I started, so not quite a month, or maybe the first week of June. I can't remember, but I think it was the end of May. But in any case, at that particular time, I ain't ashamed to admit it, I was 257 pounds. You know, 100 less, 100 away from the gun, but still shooting. At the end of the day, I made a switch, tried to eat better, eat healthier, and then I did some things to assist. Now, eating your diet's very, very important. Exercise very important. Those two things go hand in hand. They're main drivers. But I made some choices that help. I know you're gonna say you ate some Skittles. It's all right. I got a cheat day like everybody else. All right. But one of the changes that I made, and before I say this, ladies and gentlemen, before they come after me, YouTube or anybody else, I am not sponsored. I'm not sponsored yet. Much like my podcast, Catch the Fade podcast, the greatest undiscovered podcast. It's the greatest podcast nobody knows about yet. So please make sure you tune in Thursdays, 4 p.m. Catch the Fade. It'll change your life. Back to what I'm saying. Now, I'm not sponsored, nor am I affiliated with either of the two products I'm about to talk about. I'm simply, as a consumer, sharing with other possible consumers out there what those products did for me, right? So, as I told you, I started at 257. As of this morning, when I weighed in, I was down to 246. So last time I checked, that's 11 pounds on a little less than a month. Very proud about that. One of the things I started doing, Rise Mushroom Coffee, right? Now, you can pick whatever brand you want. I mean, I just chose Rise. I mean, it's for whatever reason. It works for me. Absolutely was a good decision to do. I know what you're going to say. Oh, what does it taste like? Well, it's mushroom coffee, folks. I'm not much of a coffee drinker to begin with, so I didn't. In a way, that helps because I didn't have a lot to compare it to. In a way, so for me, it was a pro. For those that are coffee drinkers that are like aficionados that drink your coffee every single day, yeah, you may or may not, care for it. But there are benefits to it, folks. Mushrooms are good for you, believe it or not. And 2 cups a day means everything. It does work. I want you to know here, that y'all see it's a real package. It's actual Rise coffee that I use every day. So I don't want y'all thinking that I'm just out here talking. As again, I'm not affiliated or sponsored by them yet. Hey, Rise, if you're listening, I'll let your boy. But it does help. I find that helps with appetite, mental clarity, and focus in the morning. I feel better, a little bit more energetic, I'd have to say. The brain fog you hear about people having sometimes, it doesn't seem to be there nearly as much under Rise. Since I've been using that helps. My also number one go-to that I've been doing, and also not affiliated, not sponsored by, make sure I'm saying that. I don't want to get sued. I don't want to come after me. Just letting you all know, they're not paying me, but I'm using these products. So besides besides Rise Mushroom Coffee, bam, right there, True Sea Moss. Can y'all see that? There's a QR code right here. You can scan that QR code. If you pause on the video, there you go. Pause right there on the video and scan that QR code. It'll tell you about it. This is True Sea Moss. It is absolutely a great product. If you're wondering what it's like, this is the gel that I get. So it has a texture similar to that of applesauce, a little thicker. But it's very palatable and it tastes great. There's a bunch of different flavors. So you're able to pick the flavors you want. You go onto the website. It'll explain everything to you right there. You can scan that QR code I talked about. You can spoon it, like just teaspoon, 2 tablespoons a day is all you need, 2 to 3, they say. You can do it that way. You're able to mix it into a smoothie. You can add it to like food. It has great benefits. There are 102 minerals that your body needs. Sea moss provides, what's up, Lou? Sea moss provides 92 of those, if I'm not mistaken. It's over 90. I know that. Over 90 minerals are provided by that. It is really, really some good stuff. Here's the second page if you just want to see what the flavors look like. So there you guys can see it has a whole bunch of different flavors that you're able to try for yourself. First flavor I ever tried was mango strawberry. It was really, really good. I liked it a whole lot. In fact, I have another jar of it. They got something called lemon pie. I'm going to try that and let you know how that is. But I tried that and strawberry, and the mango, pineapple, and strawberry have been phenomenal. Shout out to True Sea Moss. They are really, really good. Give them a try. Give Rise mushroom coffee a try. My tip for Rise, just like now, I just gave you the ways that you can take in. Ooh, that belt is heavy. I just gave you a tip on the way you can take in the sea moss, which is in multiple ways. I said you could take the sea moss gel straight, as I do. You have the option of putting it in smoothies or just in the food. So however you choose to do that, choose your own sea moss adventure, right? Whew, it's a big belt. Be fitting a champion. But yes, try those products, see if they help you. As I said, not affiliated with those things in any way, shape, or form, or fashion yet. Hey, True Sea Moss, hey, holla at your boy. Rise, holla at your boy. Trying to get paid out here. All right, now, on to today's video, now that I've done all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, definitely want to talk about something that is really, really important to me, and that has to do with collecting in our culture, right? As I sit here now, we're in June and it's about to be July, and at the time of recording this video, it's the 25th. So we are just a couple of weeks away, or in that neighborhood, of the debut of James Gunn's Superman, which a lot of us are pumped up to see. I myself want to see it, can't wait to see his vision, his take on Superman, even though I'll happily say it. No disrespect to David Corn Sweat, haven't seen the movie. Henry Cavill, reloading, always my Superman. I'm looking forward to that. Those of you that know me know how much I love the being that is Galactus. So I am super pumped to see Fantastic Four First Steps. Can't wait to watch that. And could you tell like Galactus? You guys know if you watch the channel, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, you know. So I'm pumped up to see both of those movies. I'm going to see Jurassic World probably too. Shout out to all those movies. It's about time we're about to have a movie summer again. It's been a minute since we've had some stuff, so I'm totally looking forward to seeing those movies. That ties into today's thing with culture. I'm curious. I've had a video on this channel, and I'm not plugging it. I'm being actually serious with you guys. I had a video that was about where I said collectors stand up, take pride, right? And I meant every word that I said in that because I feel like our culture gets marginalized so much. I feel like we have to prove ourselves more than anybody else that does anything. I was just talking to my man KT Mac 901. Did you wake up a champion? And I was telling him, and he agreed. It's just weird that people can collect anything they want to collect and nobody says anything about it, except for us, like people that collect the things we collect. So if you collect shoes and you're a sneakerhead, I don't want to say that because they look at them funny sometimes too, although they don't treat them the same way either. Because like there's a show, what's the video show, Complex, where people go sneaker shopping and everything with sneakerheads, that's okay. But for some reason, those of us that have Funko Pops, shout out Uncle Tim Rants Reviews. Shout out my boy Jorge Chibo on Instagram. He's a Funko Pop collector too. Shout out to the people that collect Funko Pops, all of y'all out there. If you collect Funko Pops or action figures, anything like that, we have so much to prove it. It's weird, I'm like, how is it that, it's accepted? And this is nothing against ladies. Love y'all. A percentage of my viewers are ladies, and I can't remember what the number is, but whatever that number is, even if it's 0.1%, I appreciate the 0.1%. If you're a lady and you watch this channel, I said it before, I'll say it again. Thank you. You are welcome here. Don't forget that. Okay? All are welcome here on this channel. But the ladies, it's accepted that the ladies can have a shoe fetish, that's what they call it, or a purse fetish, or a purse habit, whatever it is. It's accepted, right? But if a dude collects action figures or Funko Pops or Hot Wheels cars or statues, I can't mention statues without shouting out my main man. Y'all know I show love to everybody, right? That's one thing about this channel. We are focused on sharing this culture. So when I talk about statues, I talk about the one, the only, my brother, Tony the Toy Rat. Make sure you check out his channel. If he collects statues, anything like that, for some strange reason, he's looked at funny. I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, as I was telling KT, me collecting action figures, how is that bothering you? People get all up in arms. I told him about the video about you guys know that thing that went viral last year, where it said collecting anything, action figure stuff like that, is one of the most unattractive male hobbies that's out there. I don't know what female they asked. I don't. To the females that feel that way, hey, you have a right to your opinion. I ain't gonna shame you. That's your opinion. My right to collect. Your right not to like it. I mean, that's okay. You know, that's what makes the world go round. But I told him I thought that was so strange that we ranked so high on this thing, man. We were above people that did drugs and excessive gambling. So, like KT said, it's crazy that a woman is going to say, hey, you can date these men, and here's your choices. All right, you can have a guy that plays video games, a guy that collects action figures and Funko Pops and stuff like that, or you can have a guy that does drugs or a guy that excessively gambles. And automatically, the first two of us, the ones that collect things and play video games, we might as well just leave and go play the video games and collect. We out of the running, baby, because guess what? On that list, we rank higher in as far as more unattractive than the dudes that do drugs and the dudes that excessively gamble, which is crazy to me, right? Hey, why the lights out, honey? Baby, I went down to Tunica last night, man. I bet it all. I bet our house and everything. What are we gonna do? But I'm gonna stick beside him. But yet another guy, you know, hey, what happened? Man, I smoked up the rent money. I don't know why I stay with you. You know, but then you get scenario B, like, hey, all the bills are paid. What happened? Well, I figured since I budgeted everything, I just bought a $22 DC multiverse figure. I bought this Green Lantern. You know what? We're not gonna work out. We just not. I don't understand it. Maybe those scenarios are real. Maybe they're not. But the point behind it, I'm saying it in fun. But the point behind it is, we're worse on that list than these other people I named. I think it's crazy. Why is there such a disdain for men that play video games? And I'm not saying every woman feels this way. So please don't misconstrue that. I'm not saying that. There are plenty of ladies that play video games themselves. There's some that play, video games with their man. Some that play video games by themselves. They liked it before they ever met that man. That's their thing too, and they have that shared connection. So for all of you, God bless y'all too. That's great. But the women, I'm speaking to the ladies that have the problem with it, or that have a problem with collectors. I'm opening up my floor right now for you all to, and I say that, open up the floor. I might open up a live stream. I might do a live stream to invite you all to come on there and let me know, because I want to hear your side of it, right? I can speculate. I can talk to other collectors all day long, and we can speculate, but I would like to give you all a platform to be heard. So if you're a lady that does not approve of men playing video games or collecting, believe it or not, I want to hear your side of the story. You can put it in the comments section below, or send me your information. If you look at my link, you can see how to get in contact with me. I'll have you on the show. I promise you. I'll live stream with you, let you all, and we'll figure out. I want to hear your side. You can explain to the world, to the viewing audience, to members of the culture, why you're not a member of the culture and why you're against it. And that's not me shaming, embarrassing, or nothing. I'm dead serious when I say this. If you would like to be on the show and you would like to have your side heard, by all means, contact me. I'll put you on the show. Because there's two sides to every story. We can speculate, but I want to hear it from you. I want to hear it why you're a problem with a man collecting action figures, Funko Pops, or playing PlayStation. Especially if that man is responsible, he pays the bills, he does what he's supposed to do, he takes care of his kids, but he has free time, and in his free time, you're not neglected. Let me make sure I'm part of that. A guy that takes care of all his responsibilities and all his duties, but in his free time, he spends some of that free time with his hobby, his passion, video games, whatever it is. You have a problem with that, I would like to hear from you. Straight up, no joke. So it's important, folks, that we understand why this is that I make these videos, right? As I said, this channel was started because of mental health reasons. I wanted to make sure that I shared with people that may be going through something, that it was going to be okay. So I wanted to have a voice for mental health awareness. I want to have a voice for collectors, which go hand in hand, because this is therapy to us. This is how, for a lot of us, how we get through our day, right? We come in, we may rearrange our figures, we may just look at them, we may think about comics or stories, shout out to the comic book collectors out there. We may be, this is how we, I'm not going to say escape from reality, because that's what gaming is too, but this is how we relax. This is our getaway, because sometimes you just have to get away. You know what I'm talking about. This is the place where the peace dwells sometimes for us collectors, male, female, everybody. For collectors, this is our safe haven. This is where we're not thinking about the bills, or we're not thinking about the problems or the different things in life, challenges life may present to beat us down. This is our safe space where, at least at that time, while we are in the presence of our passion, we are safe, we are respected, and we're enjoying it. And that's what it's about. You shouldn't just have a hobby that you don't enjoy. Now, personal hobby is you're supposed to enjoy it. Believe it or not, that's one thing. That's the main ingredient to a hobby. Like, that's the purpose of it. You got to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, why are you doing it, right? So it is so important, folks, that we go out here and we understand when we're collectors that we matter, right? I was in Target the other day, and it was so weird. I had two different experiences, right, in two different Targets. So in one, I was in there, and no one said it, right? No one said it, but there were, you could tell when people walk by, and they're like, why is this grown man on the toy aisle? Because toys aren't for kids. I hate to tell y'all that. Some are, but nowadays, not collectibles. So what the industry did, if you didn't know this is just my opinion. I'm not claiming to be I don't sit on Hasbro's board or anyone else's. But what they did was, they said, man, you know who's buying this stuff? Grown people, grown men, grown women. That's who's buying the Funko Pops. That's who's buying the Hot Wheels cars. That's who's buying the Hasbro figures. That's who's buying G.I. Joe. That's who's buying Transformers. That's who's buying DC Multiverse, Marvel Legends, Gameverse. That's who's doing it. Adults. Who's watching that? Who's watching the Fan Pulse? Adults. Who just watched the Gameverse stream about a month ago, where they let us know about these 6-packs that are coming out. Adults. They won't come out and tell you that, say, hey, this is for people, only 17 and up. They're not going to come out and tell you that. They're going to put like 3 or 4 in them because it's got small parts you can choke on. They're going to make it look like, hey, it's a traditional toy packaging. That's what we're doing. It's not toys. Okay? It's not toys. We even got the term for it. Collectibles. Collectors. Right? Because you play with toys, you collect collectibles. It's a whole different meaning, whole different interaction. I ain't saying I agree with it. I'm just telling you that's probably how they view it. So something you would give to a kid is a toy. You might give them a Tonka truck, something like that. Something that, they tear up, it don't really matter. You're not going to give a kid a Transformer. And if you do, it's going to be one of and shout out Clever's Multiverse. He did a whole video on Transformers. He understands more than I do. And Clever, I got to get with you about Transformers, man, because I got some questions. But nonetheless, if you give a kid a Transformer, it might be one that's like under $10. You're not about to give no kid one of those classes of Transformers like $56. You're not going to do it. They're plastic. Excuse me. Kids may tear up stuff anyway, but, because kids, especially, us rough, tough boys, what we do. We're going to tear stuff up. But you're not going to give a kid a $25, what used to be $22, let's just call it what it was. It's what Todd McFarlane's figures were. I mean, some still are $22.99, but I've noticed they kind of creeped up towards $25 or higher, depending on whether it's a deluxe or collector's. Actually, he started doing those theatrical editions too, so shout out to Todd McFarlane finding ways to get money. But these figures, as a whole, they're all north of $20. You're not going to give that to a kid, especially if you got multiple kids. You talking about, and shout out Uncle Tim Ransom Reviews, he mentioned it too. 4 of them is over $100. I mean, as hard as it is to get money nowadays, as hard as you got to work for your money and everything you got to do to be responsible, if you give a kid a $30 action figure, he tears it up in 10 minutes, you're going to look at that kid and say, never again, right? So most people aren't doing that. The majority of the figures, if I go watch YouTube channels, there's a whole bunch of them. Shout out D Hunter's Reviews. Shout out Bones in the Necro Zoo. Shout out Anthony's Customs. Shout out 5 Points of Articulation. And of course, Clever's Multiverse. There's plenty. Justin Flex. There's so many, right, that I could shout out. Every one of these channels is, if you just watch them, I mean, they're not saying, hey, this is an adult channel, but the way they speak and what they're talking about, the products, they're talking to us. They're talking to adults, and that's nothing against kids. Because some kids, I'm sure there's some kids that's got DC Multiverse and Marvel Legends, and maybe they take care of their stuff. That might be the minority. I think most of the kids I see, at least every day, because I work a retail job, I see people, those kids, the way they're handling them toys, ain't no way in the world I'd be giving them a Transformer or a Marvel Legend. Not the way those things missing fingers, toes, arms, and everything else. You do what you want to do. It's your money. But my point is, toys are not what these are. I understand in a section called toys, but real collectors know these are not toys. First, they called them action figures, trying to distinguish them. And then people say, oh, that's a type of toy. Okay. Then they went to collectibles. When you see a convention, it's called a con. What they'll say, they have collectibles. Some things say toy show, some do, but a lot of the things I see, they say collector shows, conventions, collectibles, right? Because they know the people that are dressing up as anime characters at cons, the people that are supporting them, that are lining their pockets with the money, is us, members of the culture. We're the ones that make Maximum Hulk. We're the ones that make Maximum Hulk possible. We're the ones that are responsible for the figure of the year in 2025. I said it, my main man Venom. We're the ones that make these things possible, right? Shout out Jada Toys. I got a review coming. M. Bison. Shout out Jada Toys. Great job on that figure. But we're the ones, folks, that are supporting these companies. It's not kids buying this stuff. It's us. It's us. I have yet to, and I do watch some videos where kids talk about, their action figures, because collectors are collectors. They have toys. They don't have this stuff, right? This stuff, they do, they have a little bit of it. They don't have this. What parent is going to give their kid, invest and give their kid a Storm Collectibles OG Goro that's like $300 nowadays? Who's going to do that? Most people aren't doing that. Or like they watch wrestling. Shout out all the wrestlers, wrestlers as a whole, because I know some of you, and wrestling collectors. Shout out to y'all. But who's going to give their kid the NWO set from Ringside Collectibles? Tell. Who's going to do that? Who's going to give them the 3-pack from AEW Jazzwares House of Black, which is an outstanding set? Who's going to give them that? Who's going to invest that? $70, $80? Who's giving those kids that so they can destroy it? I think if they are, they're in the minority. These are collectibles, okay? We have passed the era of, I'm not going to say toys don't exist, they do. We have passed the era of toys. Collectors as a whole, one thing, it may not bother every collector, but one thing to me that I hate as a collector is when they say, why do you have toys? I don't have toys, I have collectibles. Toys are what kids play with. Collectibles are what adults purchase. That's the difference. We choose to invest in collectibles. We don't buy toys. Okay? Kids buy toys. Adults purchase collectibles. That's your big difference. Because a kid's going to play with something and then go do something else. It doesn't hold the same value for a kid that a collectible does for us. Those of us that grew up in, because it hits a nostalgic spot for us. A lot of times it takes us back to our childhood. Nostalgia is a powerful drug, man. That's the only drug I'll take every single day of my life until I leave here. Nostalgia is a great drug. Put it in my veins. I'll take it every day, right? When it comes to remembering Thundercats and Silverhawks and Transformers and G.I. Joe and Masters of the Universe, all those cartoons that I came up with. Fat Albert, all of that. Give me that nostalgia. Take me back to it. I love it, right? I remember it fondly, vividly, every day, and I miss it. But When we look at something, so for instance, a kid gets a toy, they just play with it. They may not know the Lord, they don't have to. They may not know the Lord, they don't know. It's just a toy to them. But to a collector, Archangel has a story arc, right? If you watched X-Men, read the comics, he has a whole arc. He did things. And whether we understand, some of us understood why he did, some of us don't understand, some of us agree, some of us disagree, but we were invested in the story. He had a story arc. A toy doesn't do that for you, right? If a kid plays with a Tonka dump truck, where's the story in that? Nothing against Tonka dump trucks, they're cool. You know, you might be shoveling dirt, whatever you're doing, right? But there's not for me, I'm not saying anybody else because you might have grown up with a Tonka truck and that's your thing. Shout out to you. But I don't connect with a Tonka truck like I do Cyclops of X-Men, or in my case, Wolverine. I don't connect with that. Or Magneto, who was right, by the way. It doesn't hold that nostalgic spot. It doesn't hit me, as they say, in the feels. It doesn't bring back memories. None of that. Collectibles do that. When I look at Spawn, I can say, man, here's a tragic anti-hero figure. I understand. I can follow. When I see Galactus, I understand he's a force of nature, which is why he does what he does. He's not a villain. People, please stop calling him that. He's not a villain. When I see Darkseid, he's a villain, but he has his motives and reasons too. But my point is, all of these things hold a value past nostalgia. There's a reason for it. The lore, there's something, when I look at this Marvel Legends 85th anniversary Odin, it's a badass figure, no doubt about that. But it means something when I look at it. When I look at an Infinity Gauntlet, it means something. M. Bison brings back memories of Street Fighter the movie, and then spending, that was a good movie, I said it. Rest in peace, Raul Julia. And then the countless quarters that we spent in the arcade trying to beat him and lose to him, and that cheap throw and slide and double leg attack. You know what I'm talking about, right? Double leg attack, throw. That frame trap. Oh my God. How many times that infuriated me. When I see a Hulk, I think about his story, right? From the comics all the way to Smart Hulk and whatnot. You connect with them, and that's the thing with collectibles. So if a person has an issue with that, that's their right, but I won't let that person deny me my right to feel good about something that brought joy into my life at a certain time and may still do it. I won't allow that person to shame me from doing that. I won't, and you shouldn't either. It's important to know that collectibles connect our lives together because we as collectors typically connect with each other real good. It brings us together. I've said that before in my videos. I think that collecting is so awesome because it brings a diverse community of people together that otherwise might not even associate. Black, white, tall, short, whatever. It brings back people of all backgrounds and lifestyles together because we're united in the fact that, hey, I like Inuyasha. I like Pokemon. Hey, man, you got a Crunchyroll subscription? Hey, I like the MCU. I like the DCU. What's your favorite Batman? All these kind of things, and we can talk about it and connect, and it's not like that in other things. With other hobbies in life, it's just not like that. I might sit at a basketball game next to somebody and we like our team, but we may not interact. We might cheer here or there, but that's about it. Sometimes people connect. I'm not saying everybody, but in a place that might hold 15,000 people, all of us are not connected. But you go to an anime con or something like that, or a con where people are cosplaying. You got people that cosplay and people that don't. They're high-fiving each other. Man, that looks cool. Because there's no shame. We're all connected. And that's what collecting does. And toys don't do that. Collectibles do. So be proud to be a collector. Wake up a champion every day. As long as you got a collectible in your house. All right? So folks, thank you for spending your time with me today. I really appreciate it. It was important that I brought this out. this video. I know I shouted out some sponsored, well, not sponsors, people I want to get sponsored by, trying to get paid. And I shouted out some YouTube channels you should go watch. And my main man, KT Mac, because remember, you better wake up a champion. Ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again, as I always say, please continue to stay collecting. Please continue to stay tuned. And above all, please continue to stay great. I will see you on the podcast tomorrow at 4.